Hi and welcome back to the channel, and on this week's episode we're going to take a look at the Atari 800 XL. This Atari 800 XL is the one that we found in the storage pickups. If you've not seen that, pop into the channel, have a look at the playlists. You'll find a playlist there for the storage pickups. When I plug this in, it works fine and dandy, not a problem at all. The only problem, not a problem at all, is the power LED doesn't work. So that's what we're going to do in this episode. Stick around to the end and we'll have a bit of a chat and a rundown about what we found and what we're going to do with this Atari later on when we restore it properly. But before that, you just have a little word from my sponsors. So if you're like me and you enjoy building these things like the 1581 disk drive or anything else, pop along to see PCBWay. They do all sorts of things. They do prototype boards, they do board assembly. If you don't want to build the board yourself, they will assemble all the board for you. They also do flexi boards as well now. They do HDI PCBs. And if you really want to go into CNC machining, they do that as well, and 3D printing. So if there's anything that you're thinking about doing, building wise of electronics, pop along to PCBWay. The prices start from as little as £5 and go all the way up. But yes, PCBWay is the way forward and the best place to go for your PCBs. Right, this is the Atari 800 XL that I picked up in the storage pickups. If you've not seen them, pop back onto the playlists and check them out. We had great fun emptying that storage unit and seeing what we got from that. But this is one of them. There were also a 65XE, the other one that looks a little bit more like the Atari ST. So this one works, apart from that power LED doesn't work. So I'll switch it on now. So that's on now, but there's nothing there. Can you see that? Absolutely nothing. So there's no power out at all. It is running. So if I pan you up, you can clearly see she's working. But there's no power light. So I've taken the screws out of the bottom. I will flip it over and show you. Two of them were very corroded, so one of them had to drill out, and I'm hoping I can get the piece out once I get the lid off. But we'll take a look at that when I get this top off. Right, so let's switch it off. There's only a few screws in it. I'll try and get them in shot for you. There's one there. There is one there. One there. One there. One there. And one there. So take them out. That one was corroded. I managed to get that to go. This one was corroded, and I had to drill the head off very, very gently. So I'm hoping I can get that piece out of there with some grips or something like that. So we'll be able to put a screw back in there when we put it back together. But we'll see. But yeah, there's just them. There's just them 6. I've never actually been inside one of these before, so I don't know what they're like. I don't know if there's something else going to hold it. Oh, that's up. Oh, where's that ribbon cable? I know there will be one. There's a ribbon cable, and ooh, doesn't that look dirty? Right, so I'm just going to move camera out of the way so I can get to it a bit easier and take a look at this. Right, so let's flip it up. Let's see if we can take this ribbon out. It moved. Oh, it's moving. I don't like taking these out because they don't like going back in. Crunchy. Right, so that's out of there. Let's take a look at this power light before we do what else with it. Right, so that's the full keyboard out. We'll take a look at that in a minute. That's the pillar there that you can see. So I'm hoping I should be able to get some grips. Ooh, that's tight. Work it. Moving, it's moving. Yes. So that's that screw out. We were quite lucky with that. I were expecting that pillar to be going, but no, we were lucky. We were lucky. So let's shift that out road. Right, how does this keyboard happen? Oh, it's quite corroded up there. I think we're gonna have to take it all apart, you know. I really didn't want to do that, but I'll take it apart and then I'll come back to you. Right, so I've just stopped there because I took that back bracket off to start taking all the screws out, and this come loose. So this looks like a separate board. So I'm just going to take the screws out of this so we can take that top piece off, and then we might be able to see where the traces go to this LED. I mean, it might just be the LED itself that's blown. I don't know yet, but we'll have a look. So that's a funky way of doing things. That's all them buttons do. They just push up the spring in the middle, and then push them two contacts out onto the pad itself. It's just falling in bits when I took them 3 screws out. But well, let's go back and have a look at this PCB. I don't know how well you're going to see this, but it's a Matsui keyboard. Put the meter on a continuity. And we'll just see where these go. Let's see where we can find that goes. So we know I've got contact up to there, but nowhere else. Let's put the probe across the other side of that one and go across them. Aha, so we're on that one. Mustn't have been quite on it properly. So pin 2, that's upside down, bit that one. And the other side was that one. So it is looking a little bit corroded as this board. You can see down the bottom. Can you see it down there? It's all peppered. And some trace lines around at the top corner up here. And there is some across top of there and a bit dark down here. But I don't know yet. So let's see if we can make sure that these are all okay. So if we remember right with this one here, should be there. And it is, so it comes to the board. That outer one there should be that one. So that comes across to that board. So that's good. We know the keyboard worked. So now we know which of them pins we should be getting as positive through on. So that should come back down here, around here, down here. So in theory, if I hold that one onto there, one of these pins should be its earth, but it's not. Ooh. I wonder if that's it. I wonder if that's it. I wonder if we've got a break in here from there to there. So I think we have a break. We can go from there, look. We'll follow that line straight through, it should be here, and it's not. So go on to the next one down. It is there, look. But we don't have anything on that pin through to there. So I'm wondering whether that's just brocked it. Right, what can we do to fix that trace? See if we can find where it's broken. Is that even broken off there now? Why, yes it has. That's where the brake was then. We found the brake. So it's just down that slither there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it down that line down to about here, or even here, and I'm going to put a wire from there into that point in there. I might even just trim this back and leave that there. Right, so what I've done is I found that, so I've just run a wire straight from here straight up to this top part up here. You can see we've got continuity there now. It's broken on that bend, I think, somewhere. It might be that there's more. The keys were all working before, it just didn't like that LED up, so I'm hoping that I'll have fixed the LED issue. So I'm just going to put it all back together now. I'm going to cut to that, so I'm not going to do a montage or anything like that. You've seen it, you've seen me pull it down. You can see what a pain in the arse it is, and especially pre-building this behind a camera, it makes it awfully difficult. So I'll be back shortly. Well, finally got it all back together. Replaced them 2 rusty screws as well. I got rid of them and put some new ones in it. Will the power light work? Let's flick the switch. Yay! That's good. That's absolutely cracking, is that? So what I'm going to do now is put it into test mode, and to do that you hold the options button down and reset, or power off. Options button. So this is the inbuilt test that the Ataris have. So I'm going to go down to keyboard tests and hit the start button, and then we can test them all. I'm not going to press the reset, because if I press the reset it takes us out of it, but you can see that flashing and we can hear the beep. Help takes you back out, but we know that button works now. So go back in again, escape. It does stop beeping, but so I'd say that's all working. We've got a working keyboard. Yay! And we've got his power light back. Right. So yeah, wow. The Atari XL. You can see it's all up and running. We did do a bit of a bodge on that ribbon cable just to get that power LED working. What I plan on doing in the future is retrobrighting the case, getting the keys to look white again instead of yellow. We're going to give it a good clean out, because we saw in the video that it was absolutely disgusting inside there. That repair on the ribbon cable were only a temporary fix. What I'm thinking of doing is changing that ribbon cable for something like an IDE cable, and just spreading them out a little bit. That should make a better fitment, shouldn't that? Than that old decrepit ribbon cable. So if you're enjoying the channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, drop me a comment what you think about the Atari XL, or any games that I should be looking at or checking out. If there's any cartridges that hold the SD card option for it, or something like that, something that we can load things quicker, cleaner, and more guaranteed to load. We know what tapes are like. I don't have a disk drive for it. I do have some tapes, we looked at them before. So yeah, so we've got plenty of things coming up on the channel. I am waiting for some more things to come from PCBWay. They should be here towards the end of the month, hopefully, maybe just into December. So we've got some good things coming up. So stick around, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you can see us all of the up and coming videos. So that's it for this week, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, bye.